You finally ovulated, and now the waiting begins. And suddenly, every little decision feels scary. Should you exercise? Drink coffee? Have sex? Could one small mistake ruin implantation? Many couples feel this exact anxiety during the week after ovulation. Doctors even have a name for it, the 2-week wait stress window. But the truth is, most of the things people worry about don't actually affect implantation at all. In this video, you'll learn 7 things doctors recommend avoiding right after ovulation, what actually matters medically, and what you can safely stop worrying about during these critical 7 days. Understanding what happens after ovulation. Right after ovulation, your body enters what doctors call the luteal phase. This is the period when the ovary releases progesterone, a hormone that prepares the uterus for a possible pregnancy. If fertilization happens, the embryo travels through the fallopian tube for several days before implantation begins. This process usually happens between day 6 and day 10 after ovulation, according to studies published in Human Reproduction. And this is where many parents get confused. They imagine implantation as something fragile, as if one wrong move could stop it. But biologically, implantation is a highly regulated cellular process. Most everyday activities simply don't interfere with it. Still, there are a few habits doctors recommend being cautious about during this window. Thing number 1, avoid extreme physical strain. Regular movement is completely healthy. Walking, gentle yoga, light workouts, these are generally considered safe during the luteal phase. But doctors often recommend avoiding very intense or exhausting workouts right after ovulation, especially if you're actively trying to conceive. This includes things like heavy powerlifting sessions or extreme endurance training. Why? Because intense physical strain can temporarily affect hormone balance and increase cortisol levels. Now, this doesn't mean one hard workout will stop implantation. Many women conceive while living active lives, but during the implantation window, most fertility specialists suggest keeping exercise moderate rather than extreme. Thing number 2, avoid excessive alcohol. This is one area where medical guidance is quite clear. If you're trying to conceive, doctors generally recommend limiting or avoiding alcohol after ovulation, not because one drink instantly harms implantation, but because alcohol can affect hormone signaling and early embryonic development. The challenge is that during the 2-week wait, you don't yet know if conception occurred. So many doctors suggest taking a cautious approach during this time. This is where many parents get confused. They assume they must live under strict rules. But the goal here isn't perfection, it's reducing avoidable risks. Thing number 5, avoid very high heat exposure. High heat exposure is something fertility specialists sometimes mention during the implantation window. Examples include hot tubs, very hot saunas, and long, extremely hot baths. Research suggests prolonged high heat can temporarily affect early embryonic development. Again, this doesn't mean a normal bath is dangerous. Normal bathing is completely fine. But prolonged exposure to very high temperatures may be something to skip for a few days after ovulation. Thing number 4, avoid starting new medications without guidance. This is a surprisingly common situation. Many people start new supplements, herbal remedies, or medications during the 2-week wait because they're trying to improve fertility. But doctors usually advise not introducing new medications right after ovulation unless your doctor recommended them. Why? Because early pregnancy, if it occurs, begins long before the pregnancy test turns positive. Some medications are perfectly safe. Others should be avoided early in pregnancy. If you're unsure, it's always safest to check with a healthcare provider first. Here's something many couples are surprised to learn. Most implantation failures are not caused by anything you did. Studies show the most common reason implantation doesn't occur is chromosomal abnormalities in the embryo, not lifestyle mistakes. That means drinking a cup of coffee, taking a walk, or climbing stairs does not stop implantation. Before you blame yourself for every small choice, it's important to understand that reproduction is a complex biological process, not something controlled by perfect behavior. If you find content like this helpful during your TTC journey, consider subscribing to ParentUno. We focus on calm, evidence-based fertility guidance. Thing number 5, avoid severe stress overthinking. This might sound ironic, but one of the most harmful things during the 2-week wait is constant anxiety about implantation. Stress alone does not directly stop pregnancy, but chronic stress can affect sleep, hormone balance, and emotional well-being. And many couples spend this week analyzing every sensation in their body, every cramp, every twinge, every temperature change. This is completely normal, but doctors often remind patients that most early pregnancy symptoms and PMS symptoms feel very similar, so symptom spotting rarely gives reliable answers. Thing number 6, avoid obsessive symptom checking. This is where many parents get trapped during the luteal phase. They check forums, compare symptoms, and test far too early. But testing very early, before implantation occurs, often leads to false negatives, and that creates even more stress. Most doctors recommend waiting at least 10 to 12 days past ovulation before testing. Waiting isn't easy, but it helps avoid unnecessary emotional ups and downs. Thing number 7, avoid extremely restrictive diet changes. Another common mistake is suddenly starting extreme diets right after ovulation. Some couples drastically cut calories, remove entire food groups, or start intense detox plans. But the body actually needs stable nutrition during the luteal phase. Doctors generally recommend balanced meals, including protein, healthy fats, and fruits and vegetables. Your body doesn't need perfection, it needs consistency and nourishment. Most sensations during the 2-week wait are completely normal. Mild cramping, breast tenderness, fatigue, and mood changes are common during the luteal phase. However, doctors recommend contacting a healthcare provider if you experience severe pelvic pain, heavy bleeding, fever, dizziness, or fainting. These symptoms are uncommon and should always be medically evaluated. If something feels unusual or concerning, it's always appropriate to seek medical advice. So the summary is, the week after ovulation can feel incredibly uncertain. Every decision suddenly feels important, but medically speaking, implantation is largely controlled by biology, not daily habits. The most helpful approach during this time is simple. Avoid extreme stress on the body, maintain normal, healthy routines, and give your body the space it needs to do its work. If you're in the middle of the 2-week wait right now, you're not alone. Millions of couples go through this exact emotional phase every month. If you want more calm, science-based guidance during your TTC journey, you can explore the ParentUno channel. And if you've ever wondered whether stress can actually affect ovulation or implantation, our next video explains the science behind that question. It's called How Stress Affects Ovulation and Implantation, Science Explained. You might find it surprisingly reassuring.